Hello. All right. Hello, guys. AW here. What a beautiful Friday night. Little change of pace tonight. No detracting. No detracting Campia or Grace Randolph. No talking Marvel. No talking DC. No talking video games. Actually, we're going to change to another fandom that I love so much. That I enjoy so much. One of my favorite fandoms. And that is the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Hello, George, JFC. I gotta put this in my chat. Lord of the Rings is something that I enjoy, that I love, that I marked out about. And today, we got another teaser trailer of the War for Warham. Alright? One Ring to rule them all. And we also got news on not just the Gollum movie, but also potentially another Lord of the Rings movie. And I gotta say, I have not watched the final two episodes of Lord of the Rings, well, Rings of Power, but I heard they're very, very good. I gotta finish watching them. I've seen the first 6 episodes, so I know what's leading up to it. It's actually season 2 is really, really made the show really, really watchable, really, really good actually. But yeah, excuse me. If you hear me chewing, it means I'm having a snack, so I'm going to mute myself. Oh yeah, that's a funny debate from Clerks. You gotta say right now, it looks like Lord of the Rings, the debate between the two, it looks like Lord of the Rings is winning that. Okay. Also, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below, please. Let's see, what else? So what's it? Yeah, all right, so Lord of the Rings does not get talked about a lot, especially on my streams. But it's gonna get its attention tonight. Tonight it's gonna get some attention. Okay? And I hope my friend Degrassi pops up to the chat. Randall needs to see the Hobbit movies and watch them. But yeah, so why am I okay? So yeah, all right. I'm eating again. So I'm looking for the article. Okay, we're gonna look for the article. I'm gonna just pull this up. Pull this up for. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I just gotta pull this up. This article, and I'm gonna give my opinion on what on what the other movie should be. Let me get this out of here. Um, oh my god, let me fix this. Here we go. Here we go. Now, okay, I'm gonna do some. All right. So this is from today, guys. This is from today. I'm gonna read what it says here. Okay, I'm gonna read what it says. Okay. Second live action Lord of the Rings movie in development. Degrassi, I hope you're in the chat, buddy. I hope. Oh. Yeah, you hear my stupid little phone go off. Okay. All right, so yeah, once again, second live action Lord of the Rings movie in development. Okay. Oh, so this comes from Empire Magazine. Okay? Empire Magazine. Ian McKellen had previously stated that any circus upcoming Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, would be split in 2 films. It turns out he misspoke. Okay? Misspoke. What he meant to say is another new live action Lord of the Rings movie is in the works. The Hunt for Gollum won't be split into 2 films, despite previous reports. Instead, they're developing another Lord of the Rings movie at the same time. And this is confirmed, too. This is not rumor, this is also confirmed. This was confirmed by screenwriter Philippa Boyan, who says she is working on both films, and that would definitely include characters from the original trilogy via Empire Magazine. So this is the interview in Empire Magazine. So this is a quote. This is what she said to the magazine down here in this paragraph here. Okay? I can tell you definitely, The Hunt for Gollum isn't 2 films. That was a genuine misunderstanding that happened because we begun to work conceptually on 2 different live action films. The first being The Hunt for Gollum, the second one still to be confirmed. So she's basically she hasn't confirmed what she's basically said, yeah, they're gonna make a second one. Hasn't been confirmed officially by Warner Brothers New Line Cinema, but she's confirmed that there's gonna be another film. Okay. Boyan also confirms that Gollum takes place right after the birthday party of Bilbo and before the mines in Moria. She explains it's a specific chunk of a credible untold story through the perspective of this incredible creature. Well, I can tell you one thing. From the books, okay, I'm eating again. Damn, man. Fucking winter season, fall, winter, man. I can tell you one thing. In the first book, Bilbo has the ring, right? And he has the birthday party. But I'll spoil it for you. This is the book. It's not shown in the movie. But we know in the movie that Gollum is being tortured, right? In Mordor, right? Being tortured in Mordor to reveal the location of the ring and who has the ring, right? And he manages Bilbo Baggins and manages the Shire, and the Nazgul, the Ring Wraiths go to the Shire. Okay, in the book, that does happen. That does happen in the book. Okay, but what you don't know in the book that is not shown in the movie, Gandalf sends Aragorn to capture Gollum before the army of Mordor does, before the orcs or whatever capture Gollum, because Gollum will be tortured to a point where he will reveal the location of the ring at the Shire, and the Shire will be in great danger, right? That's in the book. Unfortunately, Aragorn is too late, and the forces of Mordor get to Gollum before Aragorn does. Okay. So I wonder if they're going to show that in this movie. I wonder if they're going to do that. That's what I'm curious. Okay. Now this is going to be so. So this is going to be about Gollum. Let me read it again. Gollum takes place right after the birthday party, which makes sense. Which completely makes sense if you ask me. And him following the Fellowship of the Ring makes sense too. Before the Mines of Moria, it makes sense. Oh, sorry. It's a little
There's only
slow with
one,
this.
and it ain't of the king, it's of the Jedi. Hey,
Yeah,
wait, this ain't stuff or movies.
Wendell, your Star Wars, that's before Disney Star Wars.
Oh, don't even get me started on that stuff. I'll admit, those new Hobbit movies were better than that boring as hell sequel series.
Excuse me, I'm just eating for a second.
There's still only one prequel series, and it ain't of the Hobbits. It's of the clones.
I'm back.
Yeah, no,
Sorry, I was
I
just eating
literally
a
was
snack.
like, no, well, the funny thing is, I recently was rewatching Clerks 2 last weekend, so I was like, I want to invoke Randall.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it's my
like
buddy Degrassi. Finally, I wanted you here, man. Degrassi. I mean, I want to fight you on too, Degrassi, if you're free.
but you know what? Cinema has returned.
Lord of the Rings is
It
back,
should
baby.
hopefully return. It should return, hopefully. Listen, I'm going to disagree with Randall here, even though I love Randall. There's only one perfect trilogy, and it ain't The Godfather of the original Star Wars. It's of the Rings.
Mm. Yeah, that's factually true. All right, so where
I
was I?
mean,
Oh, yeah. So
I
once
mean
again,
the guy from movies made a good point. Clerks too. Return of the King won the Best Picture and Best Director Oscar, something that Marvel and Star Wars have never and will never win.
that's actually factually true. There's no Marvel movies going to win Best Picture, the Oscar. That's factually true. I mean, the Batman Part Two has a better chance of winning Best Picture than a Marvel movie.
I mean,
I'm
to
just
be fair,
saying.
I feel like Dark Knight was probably the one comic book movie that probably should have deserved it over any other comic book movie, and they never
Yeah.
got nominated.
Dark Knight. I could put Logan up there.
Oh, Logan
I
as
could,
well. Those are the two that should have gotten
yeah,
nominated.
yeah. But yeah. So hey, Degrassi. Yeah, I'm good to see you, Degrassi. So once again, guys, Lord of the Rings is back. We're getting two movies. Well, three movies, one animated movie. Yeah. So yes, once again, the writer. Is it the writer? Screenwriter Philippa Boyens. She's working on both films, The Hunt for Gollum and whatever the untitled and development other Lord of the Rings film. And once again, The Hunt for Gollum synopsis is going to take place right after the birthday party of Bilbo and before the Mines of Moria. So it's going to be like half of Fellowship of the Ring. That's the same time period. Half of Fellowship of the Ring. That's what it's going to be. Okay? So once again, if you don't know the book, the first movie, The Fellowship, does not show you this. It doesn't mention this. But in the book, Gandalf sends out Aragorn to locate Gollum because Gollum knows Bilbo stole the ring. So he tells Aragorn to get Gollum before the forces of Mordor does, before the enemy does, before Sauron gets his orcs to torture him to a point where he tells the location of the ring and who has it. But unfortunately, as you know, in the movie and in the book, Aragorn does not get there in time. Right? And Gollum is tortured to a point where he does reveal who has the ring and where the location is, where it is. So that's that. And I guess, but the thing is, how did he know that Bilbo and the Shire had the ring for the whole time when between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, has it been about 60 years?
Yeah,
60 to 80 years. Why do you wait till now? Yeah. So why do you wait till now, like, to chase after the ring? Why couldn't you just like do that during the 60, 80 years? Like, what was he been doing? If he knew where it was the whole time for those many years.
What was balances? Honestly, like I'm not. When I first heard the Gollum movie was announced, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work. But honestly, like thinking about it, I'm like, I could watch a whole movie about Gollum and probably not get bored.
It's gonna be weird though.
I mean, it's gonna be weird because, I mean, the dynamic of Gollum has always been like, he's this unhinged, destroyed by the ring being.
Yeah, corrupted.
That sometimes talks to himself. It's like, we need it, but we must trust audiences.
Yeah.
My only hope is like I hope the giant spider isn't in the movie that much. Yo, that spider freaked me out.
I don't think the spider will be in it. No.
Good. That spider used to freak the hell out of me.
Oh, Shelob?
Yeah, Shelob. Like, I mean, when I saw like the two towers and like the hints of like at the end like what Gollum would have in store, I was like, good lord, I wonder what's gonna happen. When they get in that cave and like you see the spider webs, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a spider. Then I see the spider, I'm like, good lord, this is more terrifying than the spider from Chamber of Secrets. And like I'm talking about the big one. I know there's 100 spiders in Chamber of Secrets, but
no, Shelob is a spider, but she's actually the spawn of another spider who actually is not really a spider. And Degrassi knows what I'm talking about. Oligant. Oligant is not really a spider. It's more like a spirit that takes the form of a spider, kind of like more like a demon. Yeah, that's a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings lore from Bob. Like right Degrassi.
Well, let's say when Shelob stuns Frodo, and like he's foaming at the mouth as she like that scene used to freak the hell out of me. But then like Sam has like his best moment where he stands up against the spider.
Yeah, that's a great moment.
I mean, let's be honest here. The MVP of the Lord of the Rings was Sam.
Sam. Sam
He's the
Mike
MVP. He he's the MVP of these Rings movies.
Yeah, I agree. I
I
agree.
mean,
Without him,
he never get he put up with with Frodo's shit for like 3 movies, even as Frodo's
shit.
starting to lose himself to the ring.
Yeah.
Like he keeps trying to lift up Frodo's spirits. He knew that you couldn't trust Gollum right from the beginning.
Mm-mm.
When, like this, despite like Frodo telling Sam to take off when he saw that it was Gollum that threw the bread, he went right back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he the real like secondary character or second main protagonist.
hmm Okay, so continue this article. Gandalf would potentially return for the two live action films, according to Boyan. Yeah, Gandalf needs to return at least for the Gollum movie. It's it's important. You're wondering how exactly Viggo Mortensen, Elijah Joe, Sean Bean, Ian McKellen, Orlando Bloom possibly come back. All of them who have aged by 20 years. Their circus to be found have found the answer to the problem and turned out to be very controversial. It was recently reported that Circus might be going the Irishman route with his Lord of the Rings actors. Bloom told Variety that he has spoken to Circus about upcoming that he was told there would be potential plans to age the actors by using. Orlando Bloom is not that old. Orlando Bloom, how old is Orlando Bloom? He's not. I don't think Orlando Bloom's old. He's 47. I mean, he can get away with it. I think he can get away with it. 47. Yeah, I mean, I just think he can still play Legolas at 48, 49, 50. He's not. It's not asking. Viggo Mortensen is in his 40s, 60s actually. I think Vigo's in his 60s. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's in his 60s.
but I can tell you one thing. I don't. If this is about Golem stalking, well, yes, this is about Golem stalking the Fellowship. Yeah, I guess. I mean, they don't even
Yeah,
have John Davis in here.
yeah, that's like my only concern about like the time period. It's just like a lot of the cast is aged. I mean, like Sean Astin is what, like 50 now, in his early 50s. Like
Yeah,
Eli Woods in his 40s, like early 40s. Like, I mean, they look good for their age, but they don't look like how they looked like 20 years ago.
I don't.
I mean, Ian McKellen, you can probably pull off because he's always been old.
And Viggo
But
Mortensen does make sense based on what I said in the stream, because of Art Aragon. And Aragon is well, the actor, but Aragon is actually older than he appears in Lord of the Rings, like the character
I
itself.
guess like, well, I mean, you can probably do what they did for Willem Dafoe and Spider-Man No Way Home, like some de-aging and like.
Yeah,
But it's like, I mean, I think he could probably move around the same way. He's not that old. Like 60s nowadays feels like the new 40s.
hmm
So like he could probably still do his stunt work, but I don't know. I feel like everyone else, it's gonna be they're so noticeable. I mean, uh, like Orlando Bloom, like he's like what, his late 40s now.
yeah, 47.
I mean, they're able to pull. I mean, I know in The Hobbit he still looked the same, even though those movies were made 10 years later.
He he
But it's
is an
like,
elf
can you
though.
pull it off again?
Elves are immortal.
Yeah,
Like,
like they're gonna have to do massive de aging for Orlando Bloom as
yeah,
well.
I know elves are technically immortal, but obviously the actor is not immortal, so they do age.
It's like I'm worried Lord of the Rings like it could become that franchise that relies heavily on de aging. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, I'm
well,
excited
if they're
for
going
more,
if they're
but
going
I'm
down
just
this road with and not other side stories in Lord of the Rings, yeah, they're going to de-age some of these
I mean,
characters.
Andy, like we know Andy Circus, like they're gonna do like technology to like pull it off.
Yeah,
Like he's the goat of motion capture.
yeah, he is like
I'm
the yeah.
not worried about him.
He's what
I'm not.
made motion capture. He made what made motion capture like mainstream popular. Him as Golem.
It's just like I don't want Lord of the Rings to like rely too heavily on like what the Irishman and other recent movies done. I mean, the Irishman is a great movie, but so like some of the de aging was noticeable in that movie.
Yeah, I like to me. I'm a little concerned about Ian McKellen. I think Ian McKellen's like
I mean, I know Ian McKellen's in his 80s, but he
he's
seems like
85.
he seems like he's still up for it.
Does he have the same kind of energy to pull off Gandalf? I mean, Ian McKellen.
They're,
Yeah, Ian
they're gonna get
McKellen
stunt
was.
doubles.
Yeah, Ian McKellen was in the '60s when he did Gandalf, but Gandalf is a wizard, and wizards are usually perceived as old and wise. So, right?
Yeah,
And
but I know he was also wasn't he in his 70s when the Hobbit movies came out?
yeah, he was in the
Yeah,
'70s
so
then.
uh,
He's still. Yeah, I mean, and the only yeah. I don't know.
well,
I don't think Sean Bean. Sean Bean does not fit this. If it's Hunt for Golden does, I don't think they. I don't know what they should really do. Like the only thing I could, like, I don't. Like, the Hunter Golem movie to me is like, I don't know what they really could do besides.
also John Rice Davies, like he's 80 now. I just looked it up. He's
Yeah,
80 years old. Like
I
holy.
reading this premise about the Hunt for Golem. I'm like, I don't think that's the. I don't think that's the right direction to go.
I feel like
Honestly.
you know what this is what I think they should do with the Gollum movie. They should do either like like a origin story with Gollum, like you know how we got glimpses of it in Return of the King.
Yeah.
I think either they should do that or maybe do like an adventure like after the events of Hobbit but before Lord of the Rings with him. Like to see like how his descent of losing his precious, like what that does.
Mm-hmm.
And what if like maybe that triggers something that's key to Lord of the Rings? I feel like that would be
Yeah.
like either one of those ideas would work more so than doing a movie that's taking place during the events of another movie. I feel
Yeah.
like that gets confusing because
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, I know Lord of the Rings is a Fellowship of the Ring because that's basically what they want this movie to take place during, right? Fellowship of the Ring.
Pretty much for most of it. Yeah.
It's like Fellowship of the Ring is held in high regard. It's considered one of the best movies of
Yeah.
all time.
Yes.
Like just in general, like
Yes.
I mean, all three Lord of the Rings movies are, but to me, Fellowship is my second favorite Lord of the Rings movie. It's one of my top 50 favorite movies of all time. It to me, that's the most rewatchable of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you gotta be careful because what if you do something that like doesn't fit into the continuity of Fellowship of the Ring?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, gotta remember, a lot happens in these movies. A lot happened in Fellowship of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you gonna have?
And I
Like
think
Gollum
for
face up? Like what are you gonna show? Gollum facing off against the Balrog?
oh, there's no,
Like are you gonna have
no,
that happen? Like, I
no,
mean, we know what
no.
happens with the Balrog. Like it has like that's one of the most emotional scenes where Gandalf sacrifices himself to hold him off.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you're gonna have what Gollum face him off and then survive when a powerful, most beloved wizard gets killed.
No, Gollum doesn't. Gollum relies on sneakiness and cunningness. Doesn't rely because he can't
I
because
mean, like, how's he gonna sneak around the Balrog? Like that's what I mean.
uh,
Like,
he couldn't
like,
really.
like stuff
Yeah,
like
like
that.
how did
Like,
he get out? But he knows. I guess he knows the secrets of Gates of Moria, right? He knows the secret exits and entrances. I guess because remember the Fellowship. They took a break in Moria or somewhere, and where did they take a break in Moria? Or was that a different place? And that's when Frodo was talking to Gandalf Gollum. Was that in Moria? That might have been in Moria. Um, and Gollum was there following them. Like if that was Moria, how did he get into Moria? Because they needed like a because the fellowship is like the light of the moon, right, to open up the gate. Unless I don't know, like I mean, I guess he was in Moria. I guess he knows secret entrances and exits, right? Because the only exit we know from the Moria is when they ran away from the Belbog, and you said about Gandalf. Um, Gandalf made sure they were able to escape. I mean, I guess Gollum found a different way out, right? I guess makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like when they make decisions like this, you're always worried that they're gonna bring continuity because we saw what happened when they did certain stuff with Star Wars that really irked the fandom. And to me, I mean, I love the Lord of the Rings movies. I got to get into the books and all that, like because I follow more so the movies, even like the animated movies, because I also remember
Mhm.
watching them growing up. But
Yeah.
I feel like Lord of the Rings fandom is one of the most chill fandoms, and the last thing you want to do is rile them up.
Well, Wings of
There's not
Power,
that
rather.
there's not that many fandoms I would
It's
say are like calm and tame compared like the Lord of the Rings fandom. I'm
yeah,
not saying
yeah.
they're perfect, but it's like they handled some of the things with the Hobbit movies pretty well. In fact, I would say they were more positive than I think most casual movie fans
Negative.
were.
Yes, yeah. Okay,
I mean,
that's good.
outside of like some of the negativity towards like the Battle of the Five Armies, which is understandable, they were pretty positive on the first two Hobbit movies in general.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the second movie they haven't announced what it is. My idea is a young Aragorn movie.
Now that
Okay,
would be that I would love to see.
yes, because we know in the Fellowship and we know throughout we know what his end is. The King of Gondor. We know that's his birthright, right? That's what's right. We know his birthright is to become the King of Gondor, the lineage of the Gondor. What's it called? I'm banking on. We just know he's the rightful king, right? Of Gondor, right? It has been, and the throne has been um, occupied by Danithir and his family because the king hasn't returned for him. Well, since the king died at the Battle of Sauron, Isildur was not the king, the guy who killed Sauron. To let you all know, he was not the king, the guy who defeated Sauron when he cut off his hand. That was not the king. That was the prince. Well, he would have been king because his father did die. Sauron did kill his father on the battlefield, but he would have been the king. He never got crowned as king because we know what happened, George. He got on the way back. The orcs ambushed him, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's when the line of the line of Aragorn's ancestry was broken, right? For thousands of years. For thousands of years. Um, but so with Aragorn, we see in Fellowship his relationship with the elves, right? Why does he have a good relationship with the elves? I want to know that. I want to know about his stuff like that. Okay, him growing up, Okay, I just want to know about his younger days, him growing up. Why he has a relationship with the elves? Why he has a relationship with Orlando Bloom's character, Legolas, because it's pretty obvious throughout the trilogy he knew Legolas before they had the meeting at the meeting in Rivendell to decide what to do with the ring. It was pretty obvious they knew each other beforehand, don't you
But
think?
and also didn't Battle of the Five Armies also hint at him?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. The father. Yes, Legolas's father told him about this potential Ranger of the North who might be the actual descendant of Isildur, the Slayer of Sauron. He might be the actual king. Yes, you're right. So he told him to seek him out, and that's 50, 60 years, right? Because elves do age. Elves do age, right? They do age, but they don't look like it. They're pretty much immortal, right? But Aragorn is a human, but he's not a typical normal human. It's because he has the blood of the Numerians. That's technically kind of like more like ancient humans, right? And they don't age as fast as normal humans. So the extended edition of Two Towers, Two Towers. Um, this is not in the original Two Towers, but an extended edition. You know how Eowyn has kind of a crush on Aragorn, right? The daughter
Yeah.
of the king of Wohan, right, has a crush on him. She was told by her uncle, because her uncle's the king, not the father, right? Told by they teamed up at some point in a war years ago, right? Like not like 2 or 3 years, but like years, decades ago. And he's like, how can that be? And she was trying to guess how old he was. Like, you must be 50 years old. And he's like, gives her face, nope, 60, nope, 70. And he finally gives her the answer, like, I'm 87 years old. And he's like, and she figures it out, you must be a do a day and a wager from the north, descendant of the Numerians. Yeah, that's what she was. That's what he is. And the Numerians are Gondor. The people of Gondor are descendants of the Numerians. That's why. That's why you see. This is actually going to be explained in Rings of Power, though. Actually, Rings of Power explains it good, though. That's why you see the king that Isildur, right? They're not from Gondor. They found Gondor, okay? They create Gondor, but they were not from Gondor originally. They were from the island of Numar, right? Numar was the inspiration for Gondor. But what happened was there was the Numerians got cocky. Some of them got cocky. Yeah, thank you, TJ. Yeah, some of them got cocky and started to go against the gods. They're called different than Lord of the Rings, but they're basically gods, right? Go against the gods and started to believe. They got jealous that the elves were immortal, and they wanted to go to war with the gods and get immortality. But there were some people who were still faithful to the gods, like Aragorn's descendants. So the king that was in Isildur that was in the battle with Sauron. They still believe in the gods, and they saw that this path was going to lead that path by betraying the gods, all that blasphemous stuff, was going to lead to destruction. And what happened was the ones that remained faithful survived, right? They survived and they went out to Middle Earth. The ones that remained faithful, you know the story of Noah's Ark, right? Or Atlantis. The main god, there's gods, but the main god destroyed Numar, and the non-faithful. But the ones who were faithful survived. And the faithful ones that survived, they go to Middle Earth and they find Gondor, and they find another country called Arnor. And that's because the king actually has two sons, but they're not explained in the Lord of the Rings. The two sons, yeah, the Valor, yeah. It's easier to call them gods, but yeah, the Valor. But the king actually has two sons, Isildur, and I forgot the other son. But they find two kingdoms, Arnor in Gondor. Unfortunately, Arnor does get conquered by Sauron and stuff, but not Gondor. And the Gondors are basically descendants. The Gondorians are basically descendants of the Numerians. But if I'm correct, TJ, correct me if I'm wrong on some stuff, But the Duodane are actually descendants of the Numerians too. There's a lot of like in Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of religious aspect in it too. It's like
I've always suspected it. Like it felt like there's always been.
Yeah, because J.R. Tolkien is very religious.
I wonder, you know who would be funny to see in any of these Lord of the Rings movies? That guy Denethor, the one that was like chewing the food very obnoxiously. He's like, "Come sing me a song," like
yeah.
I don't know why I just always laugh at that scene, even though I know serious stuff is happening. It's a fantastic scene.
Away, right? But yeah, I think the second movie should be Aragorn's story. A lot of biblical aspects. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings.
I feel like Denethor should be in the Aragorn movie.
I don't know. I think Aragorn might be older than Denethor. That's a thing, though.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know. I just want to see that obnoxious character return and see what if he's always been like.
Well, you know what it is. They did not show us in the movie, But the reason he got corrupted like that, because he secretly had that Planeteer, the ball thing. You know the ball thing where you see Sauron stuff, right?
Yeah.
He in the book he had that, but in the movie they never showed he had that. But he was getting in the movie, yeah, he was being corrupted by. It was clearly by grief of Boromir's death, right? But in the book, Sauron actually had the ball, and Sauron was using his grief to take advantage to make Gondor look weak, right? To fight back, right? Because that was clearly happening in the movie, but they took away the planetary aspect in the movie, right? Right, TJ? Right, TJ? They took that away.
Can you
That's in
sing,
the
Master
book.
Hobbit?
Yeah. Can you sing? Yeah.
Come, sing me a song. And then like he's proceeding to eat very obnoxiously.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of religion in in Lord of the Rings. Narnia. I mean, yeah, same with Narnia. I
Yeah.
think they're friends, both of them. CJ,
Well,
CJ,
weren't those books like written around the same time?
yeah, I think they're friends. I think they knew each other really,
So
really
I
well.
feel like at that time, like fantasy with religious
Yeah,
allegory was very common.
yeah. Thank you, TJ. Thank you for confirming. Yeah, because Soren is a master manipulator. Like Soren will fight when he needs to, but he's a master manipulator, deceiver. He's he's. I mean, if you want a religion aspect, he's not really the devil because there's an actual other god that's more like devil-like that he used to serve, named Morgoth or Melkor. But he kind of plays the deceiver aspect of the devil, where Melkor Morgoth is kind of like the rebellious side of God. So the Melkor Morgoth, same guy, and Sauron, they kind of both have devil-like, Satan-like aspects to them. Where Sauron is more a deceiver, a deceptive, right? He'll mess with you, he'll trick you, he'll convince you. Where Morgoth and Melkor, whatever version you want to call him, is more of a rebellious side against God, and just wants to destroy whatever his creator creates. And the creator, the main god is named Elusive Avatar. He's the one. He's the one that sent Gandalf back, resurrected Gandalf in in Two Towers, and made him the White Wizard because of Saruman's betrayal. He's the one who, and the belief is, even though he's not in it, the belief is Tom Bombadil might be a form of that. Might be actually him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are friends. Yeah. But yeah, that's the second movie. I hope it's Aragon. I don't know what else they can do if it's Lord of the Rings because
Well, then they
a lot
say
of
the second
stories.
movie was gonna have High Gandalf involved.
Mm, I don't know because a lot of stories of Lord of the Rings actually not in the three books. It's actually from the Silmarillion and other books, which Rings of Power is kind of doing
Well,
right now.
this is what I feel like. I might be wrong with my prediction. I feel like they're gonna do these Lord of the Rings spin-offs, and I think they're gonna slowly
Yes,
transition into like maybe exploring other lore, whether it's post Return of the King or pre Hobbit,
they
or
can't do
like
post
the
Return the King. They can't. There's not. Yeah, tortured elves turn them into the first orcs. Yeah, this is fact. Orcs. The original orcs were elves, corrupted and stuff.
or
Tortured and
like
corrupted.
the in between years between Hobbit and
The
Lord of the
thing
Rings.
is,
Like I feel like they're
yeah,
gonna
I
do
could do
some
that.
kind of they're gonna do some
They could do
transition,
that. They could do that.
or well
There's no enemy in the fourth age though. There's no enemy in the fourth age.
well also
Yeah,
like
defeat
we
Sauron.
got the animated movie coming out like this winter,
That
right?
takes place 200 years before I believe the Fellowship.
So I feel like depending on the success of that and how good that is, there's a chance they could maybe animation, maybe live action. I
And
don't know. It depends on how well the animated movie probably does well. I feel like they're gonna probably maybe do more movies. They could do more movies like that take
yeah,
place years before The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
they might have to.
Which I mean, if they got good stories and they
Because
can
there is a lot
tell
of stories.
right.
There is a lot of stories they could do. Really, there
Yeah,
is.
I know that. I know
Just not.
there's a lot of stories.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of will this first film work, and if so, will that convince the studio to say, "Hey, we should do more Lord of the Rings movies like this instead of maybe milking these characters that maybe don't need movies." I mean, Aragon, I think, would be interesting to see a movie about.
Yeah.
And even though Ian McKellen's old, I think a Gandalf movie would be interesting to see.
Um.
Gollum, I feel like it depends on how you're going to handle the character.
Yeah. I think Aragorn, maybe an early Gandalf movie, but I think the problem is they might have to cast a younger actor for a young.
I
Even
mean,
though the younger actor might still have to be in the 60s or 50s.
well, I mean, like the thing is, like that
I'm
this wouldn't be
not talking
this
about really young, no. I'm not talking
this
about really
wouldn't be
young.
the
That's even
first, nor would it be the last time that they would cast an older actor to play, not an older actor, a younger actor to play
well,
a
Michael
younger
Gambon.
version of a
Yeah.
character. I mean, look, we've seen him before in Harry Potter and Hunger Games.
Well, I don't
And
think
despite how bad,
the
how iffy the Fantastic
difference
Beasts.
is the wizards were always perceived old in Lord of the Rings from the beginning. They were never. There's only about five of them. They're not really. They were sent by the creator, so they're always seem old. They had no. So they're always so. If I'm missing a younger actor to play a young Gandalf, it have to be like a 50 or 60-year old.
I mean, that's fine as well.
Because like there's a lot of characters in Lord of the Rings that are spirits. Like Sauron is considered like a spirit taking a form of whatever. I'm Sauron taking a form like he was. Um, that's why a lot of the creatures, a lot of the creatures in Lord of the Rings, like let you tell you something. The orcs, goblins, trolls, spiders, um, dark creatures, evil creatures, are not technically supposed to be in on Middle Earth or actually on Earth. Period. But that's all thanks to Morgoth. All thanks to Morgoth. It was still supposed to be humans and elves. Dwarfs were never supposed to be created either. But one of the gods was so lonely, even though he had a wife, was so lonely, and created this idea. He went against the creators, hit the chief god, went against him, his rules about creating life. But he created dwarves. But he didn't create the dwarves out of like to try to like out of an evil temptation. He didn't create the dwarves in evil as an evil temptation. He created them out because he's lonely and stuff like that. And the creator, the chief god's like, you know what? That's okay. I'll give him life eventually. There weren't, yeah. So if I remember that, TJ, yeah, that's why the elves don't really like the dwarves because they believe the dwarves are not originally supposed to be there. That's why they have a um. But yeah, all right. So the other one, the movie that comes out in 2 months, there was a trailer for it. I believe there was a new trailer for it.
Oh, a new trailer came out
I think so. Let me check.
because the first trailer I saw, I liked it. I actually liked the animation style for it.
Now I don't know much about this story. All I know is that um, I spelled it. All I know, yeah, that's true. All I know is that at the end they got exiled. The villains were exiled, and you remember those beasts, those wild beasts, those not wild beasts, those wild men in the two towers that were going down the villages, burning down villages, stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember.
That's this is the origins of that. That's what I believe. War of
Yeah, no,
Warhammer.
I definitely know it's going to be connected to its
Yeah.
towers.
Yes.
Like, I mean, even though I'm more into the movies, I have to read the books. Like, I need to make time to read the books. Like, I know that it's going to be connected to Two Towers based on the plot synopsis.
Yes. Yes. Um, I have it, but
I will say this: if this movie turns out great, then I feel like this would be like the first year in a while that there's more than two animated movies or more than one animated movie that would be in my personal top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, like I want this movie to be great. I'm not gonna like
Yeah, he
say,
did.
oh, it's great. If it's not great, it's not great.
We got Brian Cox in it. Brian
Nice.
Cox, the king of one-time king of Wuhan. Um, the Dandelions, yes, those Dandelions are the wild men. Yes, and they form an alliance with Saruman when Saruman turns evil, bad, and they go down burning down villages. But we never see what happens to them in the movies. Like what happens to them? They're just nothing good happens to them, right? Like they're just there, but nothing really happens to them. Luke Pet as Wolf, the ruthless leader, Husuku's Revenge. Um, but I believe in the trailer they're gonna have some connection to Sauron. But in the stories, I don't believe there is any connection to Sauron though. But I guess because for the general fans, you gotta find some way to make connected to Sauron. Even like the Hobbit, the Hobbit, they had to find some way to be connected to Sauron. Some of the stuff in the Hobbit trilogy is not really in the Hobbit book, okay? And they took some liberty with the Hobbit book. For example, uh, Elwa said they buried the Nazgul in the grave, and I'm like, a Nazgul cannot be buried. They can't die. Remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they never fought. TJ, we just saw them burning down villages. But you remember that, right? Right, George? They can't die, so how can they be buried? Right? They're neither alive or dead. They can't die. They can't be buried. Also, what's the stronghold? Fuck. What's the stronghold, TJ? That in the Hobbit, but it's not by the forest. What's the stronghold like where Gandalf gets captured? I forgot what it's called. It's not gone. It starts with a G. Shit. Azog died. Yeah, yeah. Azog in the book dies. His son's the one that takes over. But in the movie, they're both in the movies. They took a lot of liberties with the Hobbit movies. What's the place? What's the stronghold that Sauron took Sanctuary in? What's it called again? I forget. Remember the place where Gandalf got captured and when Sauron revealed himself that he's back. Um,
Oh yeah, and I remember that when I first saw that scene, I was like, it like confused the heck out of me.
yeah. Oh, Mirkwood Forest, the stronghold at the end of Mirkwood Forest. I remember Mirkwood, right? Mirkwood was the forest with the spiders.
All I know is like, are the trees gonna be walking in these movies?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. They
Because
might.
as
They might
Randall
be. They
said,
might. They might be in the animated movie.
because
Or no, yeah.
As Randall said, even the effing trees were walking.
And well, they might be in the cartoon movie, the animated movie. They might be.
I mean, I don't care, but I know Randall would get annoyed by that.
Oh my god! I don't get Randall's thoughts on this.
I mean, but let's be clear here. I mean, Randall's not right about a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. Um.
I mean, he thought a donkey show would be a good going away gift for Dante on the same day that he had this debate.
Okay. What else is there? I'm looking. I'm looking. Oh, something else. Lord of the Rings, right? Sophie did catch my interest in Lord of the Rings. Well, the Indians are coming back. Oh, the Indians just tied it against the Yankees. Well,
Oh boy.
again. I Well, yeah, they should be walking. I mean, I have to finish.
Ah, come on. Yo, the Liberty lost by 2 points.
It, that's a best of five, right? In the women's basketball.
I'm pretty sure. Gosh, I was really hoping New York could win a championship. Even like, are we gonna be forever cursed?
Yeah, Soren really doesn't have anything to do with the Hobbit trilogy. They just put him in because the general audience doesn't read the Hobbit book. So
They
yeah,
should.
yeah,
I should.
the Hobbit book. So they put him in the movies because the general audience. Yeah, that's the reason why. It's about the battle of five armies, and that's it. Okay, whether you like him or not. No, no, it's what happened after the ending. Yeah, they won't do a movie on the fourth age because there's really nothing on the fourth age. Sauron's defeated. Um, unless TJ they want to talk about that Armageddon apocalypse event that J.R. Tolkien has kind of sprinkled in. But
Or unless they want to piss off Lord of the Rings fans and make some kind of new evil up like Star Wars did.
here's the thing: even though at the end of the Return of the King, Sauron's spirit still lives. He just can't. He's just basically powerless. He can't inhabit anything. His spirit still lives. He can't do anything though. He's pretty much done. And also in the book, he was at Mordor. He had a body too. I mean, he has a body too. He just needed the ring. There was actually a body. Okay, like stuff like that. Now, but the thing is, because Sauron, here's the thing: Sauron cannot be 100% killed. 100% killed, like his master, his former master. All right. Well, I don't know if he's coming. Blind in my stream actually something. Oh, what is happening in the world of wrestling? Oh my God! Batista says something about Trump, and all of a sudden Undertaker and Donald Trump call out Batista. What the fuck?
Oh my goodness, politics brought into wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm hearing people saying, no politics in wrestling.
Oh my God! Come. Oh my God! What else is there? I don't see. Tonight was a low man because there was nothing else to talk about. Like New York Comic Con is not giving us anything. Nothing.
Uh,
Really.
yeah, I'm disappointed, especially because like since like I've kind of mentioned Clerks a bunch of times in here. I'm kind of surprised that like that they're like Kevin Smith, as far as I know, isn't promoting the fact that Dogma has been saved from the hands of Harvey Weinstein.
I wanted to do
And
Dogma too.
yo, I mean, oh, Dogma 2 would be lit. The problem is that the best part, Alan Rickman, is unfortunately no longer
Oh
there.
yeah.
I mean, unless I don't know, you want to get Adam Driver to play the voice of God and be like, "I am the Metatron,"
He
and
does
then like,
sound like Rickman a little bit, doesn't
and
he?
then
He
like
does sound like Rickman.
and then like Jay and Silent Bob are like, "Dude, you freaking look like Kylo Ren." It's like, I'm not Kylo Ren. It's like, see when you act all like that, you do.
Yeah, he does, actually he does sound like Rickman because it's a
I
deep
mean,
voice like Rickman.
He looks like Snape. He looks like he could
That,
play Snape. Listen, if he had a British accent, he could play Snape in the HBO series.
oh yeah, they are doing the HBO Harry Potter.
But
Yeah.
also like because I think like there's like some kind of like Mallrats thing with like Jason Lee also arriving. I don't know
Hmm.
if you heard the rumors, but apparently like Kevin Smith still wants to do Mallrats too, and he wants to have Sarah Michelle Gellar like take over Shannon Daugherty's role.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently he said like he
Sarah
wants,
Michelle Gellar doesn't want to act though. Like she's done that.
apparently she's on board with the idea.
Oh really?
Well, her and Shannon were really good friends, and
Really?
she was and I think she played a voice role in
That
He Man.
I don't mean like to harp on the dead. That's weird to hear because a lot of people that worked with Shannon did not like her. Like you hear stories about
Well,
Shannon.
here's the thing: she had like the bad girl reputation, which
Yeah,
you know. But I think the other thing is it's like were some of the people that she worked with also like a holes in their own way.
yeah.
I mean, like on Charmed, like one of her co-stars wasn't exactly like a shining star herself.
I mean, Rose McGowan wasn't exactly. It's
I'm
not
not. Well,
exactly
I'm not
the
talking about
same.
Rose McGowan.
She's
Actually,
not a sane person herself, though.
oh well, yeah, she lost her mind.
Yeah,
But like, no, Rose McGowan came in to replace Shannon, so they didn't
yeah,
even
that's
work
true.
together.
Oh, it's definitely Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, it was
Like
Alyssa Milano, like
the Miss
who
Milano is
Rose
definitely.
McGowan also had problems with. So
Yeah. See, the thing is, Elizabeth Milano could have been a bigger star because she was on the rise, but like her issues. Um, right?
but I mean,
Um,
listen, I'm for Mallrats too. I mean, especially because I feel like you can actually tell a story with the mall culture kind of dying out, like stores closing and going,
uh huh.
coming and going, and all that. Like, I feel like you can tell a really interesting story. And
Mallrats.
here's the thing: I don't even know if Sarah Michelle Gellar would even still play the Shannon Daugherty's character. Maybe she plays like a new character that becomes Jason Lee's new love interest. I don't know. All I know is it's like, do you like? I mean, it'd be very interesting to see. But no, I feel like he should promote Dogma 2 more. Not Dogma 2, re-releasing
Make
Dogma
Dogma too.
because well, he should make Dogma 2, but he should promote Dogma like a new DVD, Blu-ray, 4K for Dogma, re-releasing it in theaters, like having Phantom events for it.
Hmm.
Like I feel like he should be like fully promoting that like at Comic Con. Like you got the rights back to your beloved controversial film that got you death threats.
Oh
That
yeah. Oh.
that you literally like had fights with Harvey Weinstein about.
Hmm.
Yo, I don't know if you know the story. Apparently, a week before the New York Times article came out about Harvey Weinstein, Harvey, after not talking to Kevin for a decade, after Zach and Mary make a corno bombed at the box office, he called Kevin and was like, "Hey, how's it going? I still got Dogma. You want to do more Dogma?" And then a week
Oh.
later, it was a loyalty test to see if Smith was the one that talked to the New York Times.
Hmm.
Oh my! But no, I'm glad he's got the rights to Dogma back. Hey, I got my copy of Dogma a year ago for $20 on Amazon, which is a steal compared to the 40 something dollar prices
It is. Oh.
that you usually find on the site. But like I've seen Dogma so many times, and as a Catholic, I don't find it offensive. I find it hilarious. There are worse, there are more offensive movies to Catholics than this movie was. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Good lord, the presidential candidate that's supposedly appealing to Catholics is more embarrassing than Dogma.
Yeah.
Oh my
Movies are
god,
movies, man.
but
Like,
man, like I'm glad Dogma's in the proper hands.
yeah, now you can do Dogma 2. I want to do Dogma 2.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It feels like New York City Comic Con. I know it's usually never as big, but if I thought this year was going to be bigger based on who was going to be there. Like, doesn't Penguin have a presence there?
They had it already
Oh, they
yesterday.
had it already.
That's why they released a mid-season trailer.
Wasn't like Creatures Commando going to get
Creatures
promoted or
Commandos
something?
this weekend. I think it might be tomorrow, later tonight, tomorrow night. Yeah,
See,
but DC and Marvel are not like DC and Marvel Studios are not having big presentations. I don't think Marvel Studios is having a presentation. Well, they're not doing a presentation. It's not Marvel might release stuff, but there's not like San Diego Comic Con where Marvel Studios has the last hour on a Saturday, and they don't have something like that this
see,
time.
I feel like I feel like Marvel's wasting the opportunity. Well, not just Marvel. I
I
feel like
think it's I think it's because they lack some. I think there's two reasons. One, they lack some footage, and two, they want to save for like the Fantastic Four and Daredevil. They want to save for maybe a TV spot, maybe like a big NCAA football game, Super Bowl. You know, stuff is bigger than this Comic Con. They want everybody to see it on TV, right? Right? You know,
yeah, oh yeah, they definitely do.
yeah. It's usually at Comic Con. Usually, it's upcoming movie. Sony is having a presentation. Karate Kid, Craven, and a little bit of Venom, but that's for most of the upcoming stuff. But most of the things that are being shown at Comic Con, New York is either being showing right now or just upcoming stuff in the very short near future. Nothing major. Not going to announce any major. Marvel's not going to announce any major movies. I don't think DC is going to announce any major movies or anything like that. New York Comic Con was not all. New York Comic Con in the past has not always been an event where they announce that kind of stuff from Marvel and
Yeah,
DC. When it comes to Marvel and DC at New York Comic Con, it's usually the comics aspect.
but I think like they should start like trying to get out there more because New York's a big media.
Yeah, New York is it is the biggest media market in the states. It is.
I mean, I get it, San Diego Comic Con, bigger venue and all that, but I think if you can expand the venue in New York, you can get more people.
There's yeah.
Also, the the weekend they have it this year, it's so weird. They usually have it during like I know it's no longer called it, but what we usually see as Columbus Day weekend,
Yeah.
like not the weekend after. I mean, and it's even weirder because Columbus Day I feel like is later this year.
Your Columbus Day was our Thanksgiving, and it did feel a little long. Did later this year? It did.
So, to me, like the timing of it this year just feels off.
All I know is that Comic Con Sundays are usually the least busiest day because it's like a travel day or end, right? And it's like stuff like that. I know some crazy A-list actors and actresses were at Comic Con, but they charge us ridiculous prices from big millionaires, man. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What happened?
Ah, the Yankees are winning again, top of the ninth.
Oh, thank God.
All right, I think that's all I have today, guys. Oh yeah, I might buy for a Fan Expo in Canada next year. Get tickets early. Get if you get tickets for Fan Expo in Canada, Toronto early, you get it cheaper than later. You should go to New York Comic Con. I don't know how far it's from you. It's
No, it's not far. It's just like timing.
yeah.
Like it's just like time. First of all, this weekend's not exactly the best weekend for me to go,
Oh
and it's like the days that I want to go, I couldn't really miss work because
yeah.
work this year. I don't want to say it sucks, but it's just very stressful this school year so far. And like we're so short-handed, it's just like I can't afford to miss work. It's like, and also like I'm working like longer on certain days, so now it's just I can't even miss time
Yeah.
because it's taking a bit. It would take a big cut of my paycheck, but it's like even if I wasn't worried about my paycheck, who's gonna fill in for me? Who's gonna be my substitute? I got no one.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just very stressful this school year.
Uh, well, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thank you for watching. George, where can we find you?
You can find me at the George. I reviewed the Mel Brooks classic last weekend, Young Frankenstein, and this weekend, um, hey, I'll try to do Evil Dead 2. It's either that or Scream 3. I'll review. If not, I'll review whichever one I don't get to this weekend, next weekend, along with Venom: The Last Dance. I can't believe that movie's already coming out next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know we got new movies coming out in November, but one old movie that I'm definitely going to be reviewing, one of my all time favorites, is Gladiator, because Gladiator 2 comes out. And I hope this one does not disappoint like Joker, Falea, Doo Doo disappointed.
Do. Yeah.
Oh
Thank you,
my
guys.
goodness.
Be sure to like.